Hello everyone, welcome to Data Visionary. Today I am going to show you a real world task where we need a very important DAX formula, which is also known as like rolling average or moving average. Okay, so here actually a client asking me to help her in a task actually that contain the rolling average DAX function. Okay, the client told me that she need help like to calculate the forecast bias, like, and they provide me the definition of the like how to calculate the forecast bias. And she is saying that the average error for the last 3 months divided by the average demand for the last 3 months will be the forecast bias, or this is the formula actually. So, and mentioned that the error is the difference between the actuals and forecast. Okay, so and I need to implement this in Power BI. So let's first open the Power BI desktop, and here we have already got our table actually. She provided me the table, and the table is exactly looks like the same. Okay, here the table contains a month column, and then product, different types of product, and forecast, and the actuals value, and error. So error is the subtraction or the difference between the actuals and forecast. Okay, so here I have like used the formula like to error is actuals subtract by forecast. Okay, so this is our error. So now our main goal is to like get the or determine the forecast bias. Okay, so for the like according to this for the last 3 months. Okay, so that means actually we are going to do here, we are going to use a DAX formula which is called rolling average or rolling average for the last 3 months. Okay, so our main backend or our main formula here will we are going to use is rolling average for the last 3 months. So for this thing, like we actually need like first of all we need to, as we are like working with the date time thing, right? So will need to have a like calendar which is have to be like structured by the Power BI built-in like I mean built-in manner. I mean here if we look at this month column, right? So we will see that we can like uh, we can group it. I mean we can divide it into further like a hierarchy thing, like date hierarchy, like we can divide it into year and then quarter and month and day. So we should be like a we have to get a column like this that will contain like this, that will meet the Power BI requirement, the Power BI date time structure. Okay, here how can we get that if it is like standard or not standard for Power BI? Here will if we expand this month column, here we'll get date hierarchy, and under date hierarchy we'll get year, quarter, month and day, right? So we can tell this is a standard for Power BI to work with Power BI desktop. Okay, so we have to ensure it before working with rolling average. So here now we'll create measures which is known as we'll name it let's say measure actual. Let me explain you actually why I am going to create this measure. Here we have already got this actual column, but here this column is in like column format. I mean we cannot the in future the formula we are going to use, the formula for the sake of this formula we need this measure, right? So the formula does not need any columns, so which contain a measure actually. So we are not doing nothing but just we are converting this actual column, right? This is a column, we are converting this actual column into a measure. So how can we convert a column into measure? By using any formula like sum, average, sum x, anything, right? Anything like this like here we'll use sum. We'll do nothing, just sum these actuals, right, table here. So this actually do nothing, this does not change anything from the source column. Let me show you guys here. So this we have created a measure of this actual column. So I'm going to show you that there will be no change. So here let's put this into this table or matrix. Okay, so now guys, if you try to differentiate between two columns, like sum of actual columns and measure actual columns, so there will be no difference because they are both same. I just did a thing that convert these columns to a measures. Like if you look at this sign here, so you will like also differentiate by rise, that they are also different from like characteristics, but the value of them are same. So we will going to use this measure in the formula. Okay, great. And then we will create same measure for errors, because what are we going to do is we are going to determine the forecast bias, right? So to determine the forecast bias we need this actual and the error. So we're going to measure actual in same way. Okay, so click on new measure. I will name it measure error. Okay, and we'll do the same thing, like just nothing but creating like sum, adding a sum. Okay, done. Great. Now we will apply our main formula, which is rolling average for the last 3 months. So guys, notice this point, like I am saying that for the last 3 months, because we are going to use sign for only to use this like as we need the last 3 months. Okay, so remember this point. So I am going to create a new measure and I am naming it average actual rolling average for the last 3 months, R3M. Okay, so okay, now first of all I will create a variable naming number of month. So I'll here this variable contain like the number of month. I mean here, as we are going to determine the average for the last 3 months, so I am going to give the number of month as 3. Okay, now, and I'm going to create a new variable here, which is last recent date, last date. Okay, in period, or as last date in last date. Okay, so I'm going to find out the last date of this month column. I mean from this calendar I'm going to find the last date that that are present in this whole this month column. Here if I go when I am using this, it is saying that last date is a reserved word, so we cannot use this. So let's name it like last recent date. Sure. And we'll use max function to get the last date from this table month. Let's use this table month. Okay, so we got this so last recent date. And then now we create another variable. We'll name it period. We'll name it period. Actually we are going to get or fetch the date range. I mean let's say here are in this data here are 1/1/2024, that means January 1st January 24, and then there is 2/1/24 second, and this on 1st February and 1st March. So now thus by period we are meaning like that the last 3 months. If we are going to like get the rolling average for March month data, right? Let's say this 3/1/2024 first March data, then we'll count like previous 3 month also, like January, February, March. So there are total 3 months. So I am meaning actually by period, by using period I am actually trying to fetching this range. So for March we are going to get like we will count January, February and March data, and for April month we will count like February, March and April month data. Okay, so that's actually how is this period is meaning here. So let's use the formula. We are going to use here date in period, uh, date in period, this formula here, dates in period. Okay, so now our first parameter will be the table of our, like, the column we are going to use, which is table month. Okay, this column, and then we are going to give the like last recent date. So the last date we are going to give this pass this parameter here, and then here we'll use the total number of month. So guys, here is the like point to be noticed. Like here I use this negative sign because we are looking for the last 3 month data, right? So that's why I'm giving negative sign here. Okay, so and now this fourth parameter will be like what period we are trying to fetch. Is it a day or month or quarter or year? I mean of course here we are looking for month, right? For the last 3 months. So here that's why I'm giving like month here. Okay, and then again I'm going to create a new variable, which is I'll give it name result. This is our result value, because we are going to get our actual average from this variable value. So now here I'm going to give I'm going to use a formula, calculate formula, and then I'm going to use average, because as I am fetching, or I'm trying to determine the rolling average of last 3 months, right? So I'm going to use this formula average x, and then as I'm using average x because I have like multiple parameter. Okay, and then I'll give here, I'll use another formula, which is values of. Now here we'll use this month column, right? Not only this month column, we'll use the this month column means the date thing, right? They are 1 and 2024, like this format, but we want only the month, not the whole date, right? Year, month and day. So that is this is the this signifies here, like that's why I told you at the beginning that we need to have the month in the right format, or in the standard format as per Power BI desktop, so that we can fetch the date, month or anything as we need from this month column, right? So let's use this. We are going to use here only month, right? Okay, and then I'm going to use this period value here, period variable. Okay, and here I'm going to complete this average x function formula, and here I'm going to give it like, and here actually here I'll give like, there will be the measure thing, right? Measure actual. So and here here will be the period right, that we determined before. Okay, so right, and then our result formula is completed, and then now we'll, for like validity purpose, we'll create a new two variable to validate the data. We'll first create first variable as first date in period, right? So we'll create this variable first date in period. It's showing an error, cannot find name. Okay, here we'll use formula, which is the max formula. Sorry, here we'll use the minimum min x formula, because we are going to pass multiple parameter here. Okay, so our first parameter will be the period. Okay, and then second parameter will be the table month of the table, right? Month column. Okay, great. Now our second variable for validation will be last date in period. We'll use max formula, max function, and from the table month data, right? And we'll return, right? Return if the first date in period is less than equal last date in period. Okay, actually we have to close the bracket, right? Here we forgot to close the bracket. Okay, great. Now then we'll use this last date in period, right? If first date is less than or equal the last date, then we'll pass the after validation we'll pass the result, then result will be shown, right? Okay, so we have completed our this to create a rolling average for the last 3 months. This formula we're using DAX function. So let's hit enter, and we'll do the same thing for error also. We'll create average error for the last 3 months. So average error for the last 3 months. Okay, rolling average for the last 3 months. Here we'll use the same formula here. So let me copy it first. Okay, so we just need to change here this position. We'll like enter measure error instead of measure actual, right? So everything will be same, no problem, and then hit enter. So this is our average error, the rolling average for the last 3 months. Now we'll create the forecast bias, right? So forecast bias, the formula is like error average error divided by average actual, right? We'll hit enter, and then I'm going to make this forecast bias as percentage value, and I'm going to use only 2 decimal places, right? Okay, now let's position those values in this table to look more clearly the values. Okay, so I'm going to use this first one. I'm going to use this actual one, and then error, average error, and then the forecast bias. So okay, so if we look at the first product and the first date, which is 1st January for product A, we will see that the sum of actuals is 25 and 19, like 2519, and then same as like in same also in average actual, as there are no previous month before January 1st January, so there are nothing to divide with, right? So the value will be same. And for second one, if we look at this, like we'll get the here 2025. We actually this value comes from after summing these 2 months, January and February, and then divided it by 2, so we'll get 2025 data value, right? And also similar for error And if we look at this March data, right, so we'll count the previous 3 month value of this sum, actual sum, and then we'll divide by 3, so we'll get this value 2606, right? And similarly for average error, rolling average for last 3 months, right? And thus also we are doing for product B and product C and product D and product E. So here if we look at this first 1st January for product B, we'll get the similar data, and for later one we are going to divide it by the month, like previous number of month or last 3 months, okay? And after you using the formula, we are getting forecast bias percentage values, okay? So thus we are actually determining or calculating the rolling average for the last 3 months for in using this DAX function in Power BI, okay? So here if we also look more at this formula, this average actual error, so if we are going to, like, if we need to get or determine value for 12 month or 6 months, so we just need to change this value here 3, we'll write like 6 or 12, okay? Then we'll get the month. And if we need if you want the like last 7 days rolling average, then instead of month here, here we'll use day, right? So we'll get the day as the value as a day, so we'll get here last 7 days. If we if we write here 7, so we'll get the 7 days rolling average, right? And if we use here year, we'll get the value as year, okay? Great. So thus we are actually calculating rolling average. So I hope you guys like this tutorial. So if you find this helpful, guys, then like this video, and don't forget to subscribe my channel Data Visionary. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, stay happy and stay healthy. Assalamu alaikum.